Hello everyone and welcome to the back nine of round one at the Dynamic Discs Open. I'm Erika Stinchcomb.
I'm Madison Walker. We are your two hot geese.
Honk. This is the fifth event on the Disc Golf Pro Tour. It's been the Dynamic Disc Open for about 3 years, formerly the Glass Blown Open. We're watching Macie Velediaz shoot under par, Hailey King even, Valerie Mandujano 1 over, and Paige Pierce at 2 over. This is a crusher of a course.
It's a new design this year. It's called Jones Supreme. In the past, we've seen Jones Gold and Jones East. Getting birdies is hard, as you can tell from our top 10 right now.
Yeah, only 2 people under par. Christine Jennings almost done with the round at 2 under. That's going to be a hot score if she can hang on.
Although hole 15 and 16 and 17 and 18 are.
We'll see it later. Hole 10 is a par 4, 682 feet. You are throwing something and trying to land more on the left side. There's an OB string line left, and then you are trying to get up and around this corner. It plays very uphill, and the footing's kind of rough. It's like pretty soggy in the middle. Maybe people ditch. Got up there for a birdie. It doesn't seem super possible to me, but these ladies surprise me all the time. Most everyone going to be playing for par. You can see the average is 4.65, so tough get.
We had a pretty ripping headwind off the tee here. It was really tough not to let your disc turn over too much, but as long as you're around that corner like Macie is, the OB line pulls back off the right side, so it's okay if you turn over a little bit to the right.
She threw a Raider, and I liked the angle with the Anheuser that stables out at the end.
Hailey putting a lot more air under her disc, maybe trying to wrap the corner, but it hyzers out, and she'll be pushing that OB line deep.
I think she gets a signal that it's safe. And honestly, if you push that OB line, it's kind of nice for your second shot. If you're too far right, it's pretty tricky.
Yeah, it opens up the shot, giving you a chance to potentially get yourself a putt for birdie.
Valerie turning over this rive, and then it just needs to sit nicely, just like that. Really great shot and angle control. Paige with a lower shot. It's a little more turnover than you'd want. She gets decent distance, but yeah, we'll see the right side playing a little tougher probably.
Oh yeah, she's still got to make this corner in front of her and go hard right.
Looks like she has the same disc in hand.
She pushes the tree line deep, and that's a great looking shot.
That's excellent. Yeah, from where she was, she puts herself up to, what, 175, 200 feet away?
Maybe even a little shorter than that. Dang, she got some good distance on that shot.
Valerie with a much straighter look at it, pushing this tree line right, and then getting some nice stability to finish left. She maybe gets into circle 2 there, or close anyway.
Yeah, she'll have a putt. Dang, that's great.
That's far.
That is far. Hailey taking her meter relief off of the OB line, although she was safe.
Just barely.
Just barely. She has a way more straight approach to the green. She puts it too low, though, doesn't want to mess with those branches. And she'll have to settle for a par at this point as well, unless she throws something in.
Yeah, you never know. Whoa, Macie in this ditch. What a weird footing.
I liked it out of her hand.
Yeah.
It was a great height. Had some nice turn on it.
She did every step in the little ditch on the run up. She still has, 225-ish to go? Yeah, you hear her say, oh, early.
And then that wind doesn't help at all. Just blows her to the right. Looks like she checked up before the OB.
She'll have a chance to save her par. Hailey giving it kind of a look there and staying about 15 feet away for par. Oh, Paige, yeah, she's closer than I thought.
Yeah, she got way down there.
Great second shot.
She's in circle 2, just throwing something up.
Throwing something in?
What? What?
You see her hand. She's like, cool.
2 throw-ins? If you haven't seen the front nine, go back and watch the front nine. There was another throw-in. Let's watch this one in slow-mo.
Paige is so good at these, though. I mean, she's just playing catch with her friends. She's definitely trying to make this.
Yeah.
And it was perfect the whole way.
And that would have not gone that far past either. That would have had some great speed on it. Wow.
That had to be one of the only birdies.
One of only two. Valerie has a chance at it here.
Oh, yeah, I saw the other one. Natalie Ryan was on my card. It was a sick birdie.
This green was a little windy. Macie, to save her par, just a wee bit low, but dead center. This woodpecker you can hear in the background was hammering a metal sign all day as well. So it's nice that it took a break here for the lead card to just scream.
Someone get that bird some help.
It's having a rough day.
Pretty good showing from our feature card here. Pretty highlight birdie.
Mm-hmm.
Hole 11 is 395 feet. If you watched the coverage last year, this used to be hole 1, though they've abbreviated it to be a par 3. It's down here on the right. You can take a right or a left gap off the tee. There is a string line OB right, and then the road can come into play if you throw early or get a huge flare skip. It is downhill, so it's reachable, but the kind of low ceiling, and it just really forces like a couple of particular shots. It's hard to get it all the way there.
Yeah, the OB line is so close to the right-hand side, and it's just, this one's truly terrifying to try to get the distance to get the birdie.
Yeah, you can get a circle 2 look by going right side pretty easily. That was like a pretty...
Kind of safe.
Yeah, I was going to say...
Not quite committed shot, but maybe she would have gotten some good glide if she missed the branches.
I think most people tend to go right side. But I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, it was something that you know is going to hyzer. There wasn't a lot of wind to deal with here. But you can see that OB line's just in everyone's head. It's right. It's so close, and it's right next to your fairway.
Man, that's going to be a tough scramble from Valerie deep in that cedar. Hailey, let's see, she goes left as well. Interesting. That looks amazing.
Yeah, you gotta have a flex to get all the way down there. And look at this.
But like a low key flex. Like that was just a straight rip.
That was so good.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, she's like right outside the bullseye.
Yeah.
400 feet downhill.
That's the best shot we'll probably see all weekend.
Yeah, that was great.
Macie,
Oh no.
Squares it. Good line. We should say, so it's 4 rounds. We played Jones Supreme twice in a row. Then we move over to Country Club. And then there's a 50% cut after the 3rd round and then the final round at Country Club. So kind of interesting. Kind of nice to get 2 chances in a row at the same course.
This was a nice out shot from Valerie. It looks rough in those cedar trees. It always is. It's worse than it looks probably. But she gets to circle 2 and gives herself a chance to make a long putt for par.
Macie left with kind of a high spike shot. She's going felon forehand.
She's got a great sidearm, but she doesn't quite get inside the circle. She's been hitting some long putts today, though.
Mm-hmm. Oh, man. Paige. Okay, so she's got a little opening, little sidearm from a knee. Oh, it hits the pole.
It's a little
It's
action.
a mean little roll, but she's still pretty close. Valerie for a long par save from 50.
It seems like a lot of the FPO field did not try to do anything crazy here. Only 8% of the field, or 3 people getting inside the circle off the tee. Most people probably just trying to chip something up for par.
I think getting to circle 2 and trying to make a big putt is like the general play, you know?
Ideal. I'm like throwing a mid.
Wow.
400-foot hole. Yeah, nice par save from Paige. Hailey with a very close birdie putt. Cha-ching.
Awesome.
She was one of only 2 on the day. Emily Beach getting the other one.
And that gets Hailey under par and winning on this card at the moment. Valerie with a bogey there. And Macie as well.
At this point, you just want to hold on. Hole 12 is straight uphill. You want to carry all of this long grass this tall grass that is out of bounds. It is an island hole. You have to land up here. Our basket is on the left-hand side. It's 280 feet, but it plays more like 320.
Yeah.
You have to crush it up to get up this hill. And then you want to land close because all the putts feel a little bit like death putts with this sloped green.
If you do, go out of bounds on your drive, the drop zone's not too bad. You're not putting, but it's not, like double bogey material necessarily either. Hailey throwing a Hawkeye here and just skimming over the grass and gets very close. I feel like that's the play, like low shot on the right side that kind of hyzers in.
Yeah, I tried to do the MTA style shot today. It did not work. Just for anyone wanting to try that.
Paige with a much higher line with her Raptor. Very safe. She'll have a longer putt, but she's deadly from that range.
It was a left to right crosswind. So you didn't want to show the underside of the disc. That's going to be safe, but that is, I think, the most common error besides leaving it short is hyzering out on the left side.
Yeah, and that big cedar tree, again, as we've seen, doesn't tend to leave a lot of opportunities to putt. That was a getaway from Valerie.
Great looking shot from Macie.
She's going Explorer and more that Paige route where she's just outside the circle putting downhill. But everyone's safe, though. Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, that's kind of looks like garbage from here.
Yeah, not much to work with. Man, it's crazy how one of those little tiny branches can just be like a 2-inch wide branch.
Yeah, just knocks you straight down. Mm-hmm. Macie from 38.
Oof, what a nice bid, even in the wind.
Yeah, I like the speed on it. She would have stayed close even if she airballed. Paige from a knee. Similar distance we just saw Macie putt from.
Checks up. She'll be able to get a par from there.
Man, Hailey really turning it on here. Is that 3 in a row?
Yep. And 2 of the only birdies on the card in a row as well. Oh no.
Yeah, Paige really misses those comebackers. Paige taking a bogey, Hailey with the birdie, and Macie and Valerie just taking some easy pars.
31% of the field with a birdie on this hole, and 31% of the field with a bogey or worse.
Nice.
Yeah. Interesting little spread here. Let's look at the leaderboard, see what's happening. What's going on with everybody else? Hailey in the lead in the field with 2 under par.
Yeah, tied with Christine Jennings, who again made it through 15. She's almost done. Even's a great score. 1 over is a great score. Everyone on our feature card hanging in there and doing a solid job.
So top 5, you have to be even par. That's kind of what we were calling on this.
Hole 13 has to be the easiest hole out here. At 466 feet and a par 4, it's pretty easy. Easy is maybe not the right
Yeah,
word. It's the
I
easiest.
feel opposite.
Okay, yeah. So, you have to get over the water, and there's an OB line on the left side that you can find, and then it's kind of a straightish tunnel shot to an obstructed green. So easy hole.
Well,
really.
On paper, it should be easy with this distance, but especially because you're throwing a downhill tee shot. But the wind is the biggest factor here.
It was like a right to left, wasn't it?
Yep, and
so
it
pushes you
stiff.
out of bounds.
Yep, and it makes you have to throw kind of a funny angle. Hailey manages it really well, though.
You can see it trying to play with the disc, but Hailey managing never to expose the underside of her disc and keep it flat the whole way. And she's up there for an eagle look.
Yeah, that was a great shot.
Amazing.
If you do error too and hit one of those 2 sticky trees on either side of the fairway, it drops you down into out of bounds. So you just got to stay in the middle and don't let your disc hyzer out high.
That's more of like a normal shot, and it's still really far.
Yeah, still
Hailey's
smashed.
was unreal.
You're right, though. This should play as the easiest hole in the day.
Yeah.
Just this wind is kind of freaks me out a little bit. Macie's showing the error.
If she gets... Whoa.
What?
She just, like, did a 50-50 grind along that tree branch. And
Okay, Tony Hawk.
Yeah. Stays in bounds. Cool. That's usually
great.
you just hit that tree and drop in the water. But,
Oh, yeah.
But cool.
Paige turns it a little more than you want, but it's fighting back, and she'll have
She's
a long putt over some shul.
Also way down there.
Way down there.
That's circle 2, maybe?
Yeah, that's an excellent error to make, especially with that distance.
This is like a highlight shot for a lot of the field to be that far and to leave such a short upshot.
Yep.
Usually you're left with a little bit more than that.
The out of bounds line does come into play past the basket. It's at about 40 feet, so you just want to make sure you don't throw too far past.
Yeah, so Valerie's being really good. Everyone, I can't believe Macie got that far after pulling it into that tree.
But then that approach,
Yeah.
just ball don't lie.
Yep. Paige. See if she can ring up another one.
Come on.
Ooh,
Oh my gosh.
she's so good at that.
Gosh.
Living on the band. Wow, Hailey so far down here, no putt.
Pretty good effort, though, for like a thorny high gap. Macie still has a chance for a birdie here.
Oh, yeah, I forgot that both Paige and Hailey were putting for eagle
I know, that's
there.
right.
What?
Right. I mean, it is a short par 4. It's definitely...
Eagleable, but
I mean, it's as gimme as you're going to get.
we
out here.
did not see any eagles in the women's field today, but we might see some tomorrow depending on the conditions.
Yeah, it's possible.
Lots of birdies though, 56% of the field. All right, I guess this hole is easy. A cave. Just that wind. The wind
Yeah.
on the tee because you're up high.
I don't know. It's fair.
It's fair,
Right?
Yeah.
It's,
Macie having to settle for the par here after hitting every tree that you can hit.
Champion, Katrina World champion, James
If disc golf is your game, make Gotta Go, Gotta Throw your disc golf warehouse. With a huge selection of discs, bags, baskets, carts, shirts, and more. GottaGoGottaThrow.com has all the tools to take your game to the next level. Shop online or our Golden Valley, Minnesota store. Free shipping with all online orders over $75. Online or in-store, get what you need for the game you love. GottaGoGottaThrow.com, your disc golf warehouse. In the game since 1993.
This par 4 plays slightly uphill. We had a nice calm wind today. It was all blocked, so you could just really open up on your drive. But the out of bounds line on the right and left hand side is a little tighter than you want it to be to get as much distance as you want. The gap is on the right side, just to the left of this bridge. Everything else is not a gap. The drone's flying through something that I would not want to throw through necessarily unless by accident. The basket is very close to an out-of-bounds creek that wraps around on the left-hand side. And then, of course, the road deep.
Distance-wise, again, though, one of the ones that everyone in the field can get. On the drive, it's pretty easy to stay in bounds. It's more of a placement to try to get a good angle on that largest gap.
Yeah, you want to be more right to set yourself up for the gap, unless you're Hailey and you throw so far down there
right.
that you have a jump putt.
Right, those gaps are like plenty big if you're right next to
Putting.
them.
Yes. Wow, that just blew my mind. That was such a good drive. Every bit of 400 feet. Valerie throwing a more typical line here. It checks up before the out of bounds line, and she'll be on that right side and making the approach a nice, easy hyzer through the gap. Easy. It's not easy. It's narrow.
Paige with a big shot as well. It is
She's gonna want
fading
that
towards that OB. But she's fine.
Checks up nicely. And man, like, ugh, my mind's blown right now.
Yeah, I mean, if you can throw 400 feet, this is a good course for you. You know?
Yeah, that makes for a nice, easy birdie. Macie looking to do something similar. She's a little further back, but again, she'll be able to kind of just pitch something up, even if she pitches something up on this side and then jump putts.
Yeah, this is more the typical, like, when we say typical, we mean like chumps like us. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. We're just trying to show you like how good, oh man, Valerie skips out of bounds. Just how impressive Hailey and Macie and Paige all are for getting that far down there. Like,
Most of the FPO field is going to be where Valerie landed or a little shorter than that and have to throw that hyzer approach. Macie's still eyeing up that right side.
needs to get lucky.
Yeah, it does.
I get super lucky.
Yes. The old bank shot.
The old bank shot.
Backboard, gotta call it.
Oh, interesting. Paige going higher hyzer through the wider gap. I like it. Leaves herself a putt, but if you drop OB in that creek and have to putt from the other side, it's really hard to save your par. Little step putt.
Little soft bid.
Oh, whoa.
Oh,
Little firm bid.
Some action.
Whoa.
Yeah, she'll have a little bit of a tester comeback.
Valerie with a long look for a par save here.
Come on. Oh, just a wee bit low.
Man, her second shot was so good. It just had so much steam on it.
Hailey just a wee bit low as well. She'll have to settle for par even after that monster drive.
See if Paige can convert.
33% of the field with a birdie here. Oh,
Nice
yeah.
putt. Paige getting herself back to even par.
What a great birdie putt there. Nice little confidence builder going into some of the hardest holes on the course.
Macie should really thank that friendly tree over there.
Give it a high five.
Yeah. Valerie taking the bogey. She's 2 over par, a few strokes behind her card mates. Hole 15 is an uphill par 3. It says 325, but probably plays more like 350. There is OB.
Or more.
Yeah, there is OB on either side. It's pretty wide though. The real danger here is that the water is like 12 feet behind the basket. I mean, you can see the bullseye tassels and just how close it is. So these ladies probably going to be able to get inside the circle for a putt. It's tough. It plays. I'm trying to remember the wind here. I think
It was a
like
straight up headwind.
Yeah.
Maybe a little bit left to right. Yeah, it was a very challenging wind for this shot, especially with how close the out of bounds comes in on the right hand side. There is no out of bounds on the left though, so what we see Paige doing here, kind of letting it hyzer out, is the play.
That was a really solid like wind play. She read it really well. Yeah, I think in calm conditions we'd see a lot more birdies out here, but you can hear that wind ripping. Macie, a nice stable
Yeah.
defender, gets to circle 2. Yeah.
Yeah, this one, this wind did make it tough to get inside the circle for anybody.
Interesting.
Ooh, love this. Hyzer's
What's
out
happening?
pretty sharply though, and I think that tree might have saved her
Yeah.
from going out of bounds. Great tree. I feel like Hailey's maybe the only person throwing a sidearm on this hole, and I do like the play.
And I think what we saw is pretty typical. Again, all these ladies with a ton of distance and getting somewhere near or in circle 2 is kind of the common landing area. I bet very few people got inside the circle today.
Yeah, 38% of the field getting inside circle 2, while only 6% of the people getting inside circle 1.
Valerie with a nice little run that stays close. Macie little stepper from circle 2. Maybe just a layup. You didn't want none of that one. None of that one. Yeah, definitely just a layup. Paige with the best look at it here. Is she inside the circle?
I think so.
Very cool. Oh, beautiful.
Oh, yeah.
Back to back, pretty big putts for birdie from Paige to get her under par.
Wow. Paige is one of only 2 birdies on the day. The other one belonging to Maria Oliva. 2 Texans. Throwing well in the wind. Par feels okay on this hole. You're happy with it generally.
Yep. Just moving on to the next.
Oh, this hole. Hole 16. You want to throw a hyzer over by this green sculpture, this purple tree, this flagpole, whatever you want to aim at over here, landing short of this parking lot. Your second shot, you can either chip up to the corner here by this tee pad, or you can try to go down the road and maybe skip something into this narrow section of grass to the right of this tall grass. Your third shot can either go over the tall grass or continue working your way down the road. Most people are playing for par here, but the people on our feature card do have the distance to potentially get themselves a birdie. But there's just so much out of bounds. All that tall grass is out of bounds. The road is super close. It's a really nice, narrow landing strip on your second and third shot.
Yeah, I think your second shot and where you lay up or maybe play the right side is going to dictate whether you go over and attack. That's huge.
That is huge. I didn't give this drive enough credit, but it is really crucial in how the rest of your hole's going. You do want to try to bite off as much distance as possible and get past this flagpole if you can. Laying up and like where Macie is going to be really, potentially
she could
tough.
actually be pushing OB right here too. Oh no, she's not.
That was a great little flare skip. She'll be fine.
Yeah, there's OB pretty close to where that spotter's standing if she went too far. But yeah, too far right can make it really tough.
Yep. This plate is the second most difficult hole on the day, and that is because of all the out of bounds you see. I think a lot of it will come in the second and third shot if it does.
Hailey with a big destroyer shot.
She might be too far into those trees. We'll see what she's set up with on her second shot.
The second shot, though, tends to be kind of that layup, pitch up type shot. Like, playing along the right side is risky. And that's...
Oh, no.
Oh, that's out of bounds for Valerie.
Just barely. It pushed a little too far right.
It would take a lot to save her par here. She's at a good angle where maybe she does push that right side. No. She's just going to lay up before the tall grass and then go for it.
I thought she might try to play aggressive here. Yeah, it gives everyone anxiety. This hole averaged at over a stroke over par. 6.1.
Hailey's throwing her trust here, and that's way too straight. It doesn't have a chance. She's going to have to go from, 40 feet in front of where she just threw it?
Yeah, and again, the par might be out of play here.
I think at this point, yeah. Hailey, maybe lining up that right side.
Oh, no.
Yeah, it's too straight as well. You really have to throw along the road. It's so scary.
Yeah, they're both looking for a big skip there and just not finding it.
But yeah, you have to play over out of bounds almost the entire time. Otherwise, you'll end up skipping out of bounds left.
But you want to manage to skip, though, too, because that little landing strip to the left of the road is so small.
Skinny. Yeah, like this. Actually, that looks great. I was going to say might be pushing OB left, but that's... See, that's exactly what you want. She played it perfect, and it's so close to out of bounds. But a good recovery shot from Macie. Paige with just like the tiniest jump putt approach. I'm almost surprised she doesn't
just go for it.
I mean, I think she's playing a great golf play right now.
Because from where she is now, she can still birdie. She can get to the basket from there.
Hailey going right side again.
Super
and it needs to get
aggressive.
on the road and skip. And come on.
Oh, man.
I think that grass slowed her down. So she's going from the same exact spot.
Yeah, oh man,
Yeah,
that
this is
brutal.
gonna be a
This is how you
nightmare hole.
Yeah, this is how you see strokes stack up so quickly here because of this shot where you don't ever cross.
This one looks like it's gonna be in bounds.
Yeah, she gave it more height.
Yeah, good correction.
I don't like
be a
to
big
watch
number, though.
I don't like to play this hole. I don't like to watch my card mates play this hole, and I really don't like to watch anyone else. It's so stressful.
Yeah, it is a little stressful. Valerie's third shot. Going across.
She gets some nice turn on it. There was a headwind / left to right cross here, and she manages it well.
I think that's the way to play it, to throw it like high and turned over.
Paige showing her third shot, trying to get to the green for birdie here.
Wow. That looks really good. Really, really good.
Inside the circle.
There for a birdie.
Macie throwing her, I believe, fifth shot right now.
That sounds right.
Are you
Macie!
kidding me?
That would be the craziest par.
And the thing is, they're not like, a lot of times when you almost throw it in, they're bad shots, but these are going to check up nicely.
I
They're
know.
good shots still.
They are good shots. Hailey, just a little chip with her pig, puts it just outside the bullseye.
I think that was her throwing 5 as well.
Well, I don't know if that's right.
I don't know. I don't either.
She
There's
has
a
one
lot of
more
strokes
OB stroke,
happening.
right? We'll
Yeah.
see. We'll see. The screen will do the math for us.
Because geese are not good at math. You guys know this.
Paige for a highlight birdie here. 3 for 3 the last 3 holes.
Wow.
Getting down to 2 down.
That's such a good birdie. Man.
Excellent.
There were 4 birdies today. That's more than I would have guessed, especially because 56% of the field with a bogey or worse, and a third of that 56% was double bogeys or worse. So it's, this hole can wreck you.
I'm guessing this is a double math? Triple, dang it.
Dang.
Yeah. Yeah, ouch. Puts Hailey back to even, which again is still a great score.
Yeah,
But that is a
it's a
brutal
bummer.
hole.
Yeah,
When you have
bummer.
to start rethrowing from the same spot, you're not having a good time. Hole 17 is a par 4. You are throwing over this out of bounds patch, and then really it's just like pick your fairway, I guess. There's a lot of like park style, just big trees in the way. There is out of bounds all along the left side. It is gettable, but it's hard.
This is kind of like take what you're given. Wherever your disc lands, you're like, what am I going to do now? Because there's not really one designated best case fairway. There's a bunch of them.
This was kind of like a tail. Is it right to left?
Yeah.
So it's pushing your disc kind of towards that out of bounds on the left side.
I think that tree just saved Paige. If she had gone past, it was starting to hyzer. And this fairway has a tendency to give big skips towards that out of bounds too, because it slopes downwards from right to left.
Yeah, with this wind, you kind of wanted to throw like a baby turnover towards the right, but it's hard. These trees make you throw really low and pretty tight. You can't get a ton of like turn or fade.
You can see Macie's just doing just
Skipping
that.
really close to out of bounds, but
Yep.
she's in.
I know, right?
Checked up nicely. Valerie really showing off her angle control again. This is
Yeah.
what she's good at.
That is the shot, I think.
That is the shot right in the middle. The wind is not bothering her. Another Texan, a local.
Hailey going destroyer here.
Keeping it nice and low, not giving it the chance to hyzer out and get pushed.
A little too low though. Barely made it over. Paige just chipping up a sidearm, playing for par here. Pretty good effort And she's, what, 175 feet maybe?
Yeah, just a straight shot to the pin. Hailey with a lot to bite off here. Looking like she's eyeing up that hyzer route. Best case scenario. Maybe trying to work some skips at the end with this low ceiling.
That's great power.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
Ooh. Oh, my gosh. I did not realize how close that OB comes into play down there.
It really does. Really great shot from Hailey to give herself a birdie look. Valerie has this nice straight shot here.
She puts it a little too low.
Yeah,
it had
burns.
a great angle. If it had a little more height, I think that would have got to the pin, no prob.
I agree. Paige with a fierce for her third.
Just trying to keep
farther than I
it
thought.
under the ceiling.
Maybe throwing it in because that's what we're doing today. Wow. Hits a pole in the bullseye. Beautiful shot.
Macie down low on the hill, throwing back up to the pin. I like this a lot. This
Was
is
that a drive?
yeah,
That's huge.
huge.
To leave yourself just a chip hyzer. Mm-hmm. Very cool.
That's the best case scenario, but man, it's risky to try to put yourself down there.
Yeah, I mean, she was feet from the out of bounds. Valerie just chipping up here to the bullseye to take her par.
Hailey for birdie. Short, but she will have pretty routine par here.
You ever say that and then just start worrying that they're going to miss it?
The entire time that I was watching.
Good putt,
I
Hailey.
was thinking. The wind here, the wind on all these greens, you never quite know when it's going to gust or get in your head even and just make you miss, even without it blowing. Great birdie from Macie.
Easy birdie.
13% of the field getting a birdie here. That's 6 on the day out of around 50 competitors. So
That's
really,
good.
Really
It's-
impressive birdie.
Yeah, this hole makes you earn it for sure. Not easy. Couple of good pars though.
And we finish out the round with hole 18, one of the few FPO tee pads we have. I think actually the only FPO tee pad we have.
Yeah.
At 701 feet, you want to bite off as much as you can off the tee. Landing left of these two trees is the best case scenario for lining up your second shot because the gap you have to go through is so narrow and you ideally would like a straight shot that can finish hyzer to the basket. You can get here in two to get yourself a birdie, but it is really tough and it requires 2 perfect shots. The first one being real big distance.
Big distance and a pretty small landing zone.
Yep. It is uphill on your second shot as well, and there was some wind. There's an out of bounds line on the right-hand side, and then, of course, the creek where the gap is out of bounds.
Macie's throwing a raider here.
That looks great.
Yeah, you do want to get way over left like that. If you don't land the perfect spot, though, it's kind of better to lay up and just try to take your par. If you drop in that creek, you can easily bring double bogey into play. Paige with a straighter line at it.
Getting some
That
wind
fade's
dance.
nice. That should be good.
Yeah, that looks great.
If you get far left enough, it leaves it more of a hyzer instead of like a straight shot or an anhyzer. There is a drop zone in the middle, but it's only if you miss this mandatory that's way on the right side. That's mostly just protecting like the parking lot and the walking path.
More for the men's tee pad. Doesn't quite come into play.
Valerie's left enough, but I don't know if she's far enough to really attack on the second shot. We'll see.
Hailey going big here and unfortunately find some low-hanging branches. They probably weren't even in her mind when she was lining that shot up.
They kept her small.
And look at this distance sidearm.
Whoa.
Holy
that's
cow.
Huge. And that's a great spot, too.
She'll be able to be up and down, get up and down from there, but this gap is so small.
It looks like Macie's lining it up here. She's going Explorer.
Keeping it lower than I would expect.
Gets across.
Yeah.
Easy par.
Not maybe trying to get all the way there, or maybe she just erred a little lower.
Yeah, I mean, she's probably trying to get there with an Explorer, but... oh, wow, Valerie's even farther than Macie. That's like an optical illusion. She gets into circle 2, it looks like, for a putt. Tough finishing putt on the elevated green.
Oh, yeah.
And Paige is way down here. She has just a nice hyzer. It looks like she's going Raptor here to get the finish. Oh, yeah. Into circle 2 for birdie.
After a distance sidearm, Hailey's a little pinched, but there's a nice hyzer angle that she could still get up and down.
Gives herself a chance just outside the circle.
Macie opting to just chip up for her par.
She's got to be going for it, right?
Yeah.
Solid round for Macie. Even par is great. Her husband there asking why she didn't throw it in.
Nice chip up from Valerie as well.
Paige for birdie. Just a little high, but she stays pretty close.
I overestimated that tailwind.
2 down on the round for Paige if she makes the comebacker.
Hailey for par. This elevated basket is tough on this hill. There was 4 birdies, though, today. So nice work. Katrina Allen, Christine Jennings, Aria Castorita, and Holland Hanley. So it looks like Christine found a birdie
Oh, very cool.
on the final hole.
Yeah, I think her and Paige are tied for the hot round. We'll see in a second. Really good round from Paige. She started out a little slower and then just kind of picked up steam continuously. Hailey finishing +1, which really isn't bad. Like,
Nope.
these scores are all very good.
Yep.
Even +3, like, it's fine.
Yeah, she'll be easily in the top 20, probably in the top 15. Yep.
12 even. We'll see.
Take a peek at their card. Lots of green. Lots of green.
Yeah, especially from Paige there. And Hailey got that turkey and then had a couple of rough holes at the end there.
And that is pretty common out here. 2 of the last 4 holes are 2 of the hardest holes on the day. What a brutal finishing. And it looks like we're going... Let's check in the leaderboard real quick.
Yeah. So, yep, Christine Jennings, 2 down on the round. Super looking forward to seeing her on the card tomorrow, along with Jessica Weiss and Cynthia Ricciardi at even, I think.
And everyone else over par.
I'm not sure if Macie will get bumped up or...
Yeah.
We'll see who's on the card tomorrow.
Yeah, I'd love to watch Macie again, but regardless, I love this lead card. We hope you guys are excited to watch round 2 with us. I'm Madison Walker.
I'm Erika Stinchcomb. We're the 2 Hot Geese.
Honk.
Honk.